Hi, everyone. Welcome to your last Carson's Take 5. More on that in a second. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Sonu, there's a lot of questions, though, going on out there about U.S. and Iran. Now, the stock market's doing just fine, right? I mean, let's be clear. Stock market's sitting in there. But could the U.S. strike Iran? Of course. You know, the betting odds say there's a chance. You know, you're telling me there's a chance. What happens, do you think, if the U.S. does strike Iran?
Oil prices go up.
Okay.
Inflation becomes a problem. If inflation becomes a problem, we probably will not get interest rate cuts. If we don't get interest rate cuts, interest rates stay higher, mortgage rates stay higher. That's a problem for everybody because the key word right now is affordability. What is a big piece of affordability? Interest rates, right? So I imagine this is something the administration will have on their mind. It's not just about the geopolitical dynamics here. It will have an impact through markets, through bond markets, commodity markets on, affordability. And I think that will be one of the factors driving the decision as to how the administration deals with Iran. But otherwise, I think stock markets will probably move along saying, you know what, we've seen this before, this will pass over. But commodity markets, bond markets, that's something to watch.
So we've got a couple of minutes here. I'll jump in. First off, we're cognizant of any potential Middle East conflict. Obviously, if it does happen, we hope and pray that it ends quickly. But the reality, again, is our U.S. economy is strong, right? We looked at more than 40 separate major geopolitical events. So going back to World War II, the median return 6 months later was up 5%. These are some of the big ones. I mean, these are some very, very big events. So the other thing to look at this is, if you avoid a recession, Sonu, like it's been our base case, and you've been all over, we're not saying we're crazy about what could happen here, but the market has a funny way of being, looking past it, right? Looking past a lot of sins with a strong economy. So, I mean, I'm with you. So one more for me, then maybe one more for you. You look at this year, S&P 500 is flirting with all-time highs. Time we're doing this. Global stock markets are soaring. Emerging markets are soaring. I mean, it is still a bull market. There's a lot of geopolitical risk that is real. If something were to happen, sure, markets probably do pull back in the near term. We've seen oil up a lot this year. Now, it's come back lately. Maybe that's a sign that things are calming down in the Middle East. We'll see. But the reality is, yes, the volatility probably will be in the commodity market. Sonu, let's wrap this up in about a minute or so. What do you want to finish with on this very important topic?
We can look at historical precedent for periods in history where we had like significant geopolitical events. One is 73, 74 with the Arab oil embargo. But that was a time when we were very dependent on foreign oil. We have an oil trade surplus right now. That is something to keep in mind. Plus, the economy is already weak and inflation is going high, back in 73, 74. And this just made things worse. Then you had 2000 with the dot-com crisis, 2001, 9/11. That was a big event as well. But the economy was already weak. It was a recession, right? 2008, the Bear Stearns crisis and the credit crisis and all of that significant. You had global turmoil in financial markets around the world, right? But again, the economy is already weak. Housing was starting to weaken in 2006. Forget 2007, right? 2020, we had COVID, but that came back. There was fiscal stimulus, all of that. So back to your point, right now, we don't have the underlying weak conditions for something like this to really take the economy down.
No, well said. Listen, this is stuff we're watching every day. We've heard from you, right? These very valid concerns about what could happen if something were to happen in the Middle East. So with all of that, again, this was your final Carson's Take 5. Now, that's the bad news. The good news, we're going to keep doing this show every single week. We're just rebranding it, giving a new name called The Glass Half Full. Honestly, everyone, if you've been listening to this Take 5 series, it's not going to be much different at all. We're just calling it The Glass Half Full because I think it kind of has a nice little ring to it. Maybe it was time to dust it off and improve things a little bit. So we're really excited about the new video series that'll be coming next week. Same time, same bat channel, same bat time. Is that what we say, Sonu?
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. But Sonu and I literally have another meeting like in 30 seconds. So we have to go do that. Everyone, will see you next week on the very first Glass Half Full. Take care. Bye-bye.